Hello there. Thank you so much for choosing us. This is Breakfast Daily on ChannelOne Television. We're coming to you from our studios here at number 5 Ula Hansen Lane at Tessano, Accra. The show is interactive. We want to hear from you, so send us your thoughts, your comments, and contributions. We are on X, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram. Drop your comments there, like and share, and of course, engage with our post. But you can send your comments in via the WhatsApp number on your screens. Let us know your thoughts and your comments. We have a number of issues to deal with today on the news review segment of the show. And so we're going to go straight into it. Let me say good morning to my guest. Larry Dogbey is the editor of the Herald newspaper. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning.
Good to have you. And of course, the good prof is here, Professor Michael Ayamga Adongo. He's the Deputy CEO of the Environmental Protection Authority, EPA. Good morning, Prof.
Good morning,
good to have you. Good to have you. Right, so this morning we'll start with...
Why didn't you say the good old Prof?
I don't want to push him into that bracket yet.
I don't look that old.
Yeah, normally described as a good
old
professor.
Anyways, gentlemen, you're welcome.
Thank you.
We're starting from the retail front. Yesterday, the Abossey Okai Spare Parts Dealers Association embarked on an exercise to close down shops of foreign retailers, if you like, shops owned by foreign people. They call it foreign-owned shops. And this they say they are doing in line with the GIPC, that's the Ghana Investment Promotion Act of Act 865. Yes, Act 865, that's what they say. I have a worrying concern, if you like, because I don't know if the association is clothed with the powers to enforce a law, or they should be doing this with the GIPC, or should it just be the reserve of the GIPC to enforce same? And then also let's look at what it means for us, a country that has signed on to the AFCFTA as well. So, Prof, let me start from you.
Yes, thank you, and good morning to our listeners. Good morning to Larry here. He called me good old. Those of you watching me, the way what you are seeing is what I am. Don't think Larry is seeing a different.
What you see is what you get.
Yes. So I'm really young, but it's worrying if these things occur at a time that we are pushing a broader African agenda as far as trade is concerned, and most of the times, if these actions are taken by citizens outside the limits of the law, it becomes troubling. The main issue is, yes, Section 27 of the GIPC Act 2013, that is Act 865, as you rightly pointed out, provides a list of activities and businesses that are reserved solely for citizens. And that said, it is the responsibility of law enforcement, the Ghana Immigration Services Authority, and then also in collaboration with the relevant agencies to monitor these things and regulate them. To the extent that other actors in the space takes the law into their own hands and begin enforcing these things, it's problematic because then it may trigger reactions and responses from other jurisdictions where you also have Ghanaians who may not be doing what they are doing here, but the fact that they have heard that their citizens have come under certain forms of attacks, it could trigger that kind of thing. And if we take the historical happenings into context, especially between Ghana and Nigeria, we need to be very mindful when we engage in some of these things. But Nana, you see, it's an interplay of factors here. There is the institutional failure dimension of it, where we fail to actually monitor people who have come into our jurisdiction, how long they stay, what they engage in. And this takes time to unravel. And I cannot say that we have been up to speed with doing that. That is because we look the same. It's not other places where you see that, okay, somebody has come into your country and he's white or he's this, and then we can say this is a foreigner. But for Africans, and particularly West Africans, we may look the same, and that makes it difficult to monitor. Secondly, you realize that people also stay here and they acquire Ghanaian nationality. And in some cases, you may see him as an Alata man or some Hausa man who has come here and is doing business, but has been here for a very long time and is, for that matter, a Ghanaian. So when you engage in these acts, you could actually be harming people who are legally Ghanaians, but you think that because of where they are coming from, they are not Ghanaians. And that is why it is not advisable for people to take the law into their own hands. One dimension of it is that there is some act of collusion.
Okay.
Because many of these businesses that are running, some of these same traders have provided cover for them, enabled them to register businesses, and you have even acquired these shops for them. So now that they are actually expanding and then taking control of the businesses, then it looks like the relationship goes sour, and then you now want to blame law enforcement and government for not being agile enough. That is the key challenge. Lastly, there's also some artifact of economic sabotage coming back to bite those who are engaging in it. You see, many of these people you call foreign nationals who are mostly into, yes, they veer into petty trade, but they want to be, let me say, wholesalers or some kind of thing, are watching the markets. When prices started falling, some of them were quick enough to be able to sell at a reduced price, respond to what the dollar is doing. But many of the Ghanaian businesses refuse to reduce their prices. And consumers are not morons. They take everything into consideration and they buy. So you automatically created that loophole for them to exploit. And it is this one of the key driver that is pushing many to act, because they now realize that these same people that they colluded to open shops and other things for them are not undercutting them because they are able to go and bring and sell, and they want their business to keep moving. You buy from them and you want to sell, and you want to sell things today as if when the dollar was 17, 18 cedis. And because you are not able to sell it, then you have a problem. I remember I went to the mall sometime. I entered one shop. I wanted to buy a watch then. It was going for as much as 5,000, 6,000 Ghana cedis. I entered the next one, and it was around 3,000. So I then asked why are they different? Why is it the same watch?
It wasn't a matter of quality.
So he picked the phone and called the other shop and asked, and then they said, yeah, they have prices that way. Then the reason was simple. Someone has responded to the economic environment. Another person was holding on to see who he can exploit. And if people went buying on the other one, then you say, okay, he's not a Ghanaian and you are a Ghanaian, he should go out. So that is the key challenge. But let's also be straightforward. We need to be up and doing and deploy immigration and other services to monitor this, but within the framework of the law. I understand that they say they are doing this within their rights under civil citizens arrest. And if you look at the Citizens Arrest Act and the provisions for which it should occur, I think this is a little bit contentious and out of the range, and we ought to be very, very careful. So yes, it's this interplay of factors that is driving it, and we need to adopt a holistic approach to it. But this idea of harassing people because you think they are not Ghanaians is not right. Work with law enforcement, work with the government, work with other actors within the space, and then we can regulate it.
Very well. Larry, there are a number of angles that we can look at regarding this matter. The trade itself, then we also have, if like, our diplomatic relations to look at, and then also the attitude of our own people regarding pricing in this country. Because most often than not, the concern is that the foreigners are pricing lower than our people are. And that is where usually the contention comes from.
Thank you. So I hope we are not limiting this. I don't want to say this discussion, but as to what is happening, or, you know, the implementation of this particular thing to I mean, the West African, and yes, let's say our West African neighbors. You know, I want us to avoid a situation where people will feel that what is happening is with the Nigerians.
So it's targeted.
Yes, the Nigerians are targeted. No. But I think that they mentioned the Chinese and other nationals who have taken over the space. Okay. And so it is more towards foreigners in general rather than a particular group of people such that if there's any, I don't want to say attack, but something similar to that.
Like a repercussion.
Yeah. So people wouldn't feel that, oh, the Nigerians or whoever it is wouldn't be attacking Ghanaian nationals. Yeah. But I think that retail business has never been in the hands of Ghanaians. Okay, since time immemorial.
That's the reality.
Yeah, that's the reality. I mean, growing up, we read about Lebanese nationals taking over the space. Yeah. Okay, and then most departmental shops are owned by
these Lebanese.
In recent, we've heard about Syrians as well. So the carpets that we used to see and so on, you know, the Turkish have run the space. The Chinese have also run the space. I recall, you know, I used to, you know, my mother had this galvanized basket.
Okay.
Is it basket? Yeah, basket. That was with a made in China.
Yeah.
Bucket,
the 34.
Exactly. Made in China. And, you know, the fact that you could even start spelling, you know, right from made in China, you know, was quite fascinating. Yeah. But I think we were young then and we didn't know what it was. At the time, there were companies here that could easily have manufactured some of those things. And that we shouldn't have gone all the way to China to bring them here.
This is why some of us, we are pushing the Made in Ghana product. This is Ghana exhibition is one of such avenues.
It's commendable. I thought we were going to talk about that. But then also, aside that, Malcolm, it's an Indian company. And you know what they do? They build the shops and then they take products. So if even you are a manufacturer here, they can take your product and put it in one of their departmental shops and sell from there. You can go in there and rent a space within a Malcolm, you know, building and sell whatever it is that you have to sell. I don't want to talk about Japo. So this one is Japo. You recall that. This one is from this one is from Korea. This one is from Italy. This one is Now, I'm not sure in certain countries they could also mention things like we are mentioning now. But we have opened up the space, saying that it's a free market. And once you call it a free market, every Tom, Dick, and Harry will enter with his or her product. The factories we talk about, I mean, who are the owners of those factories? They are foreigners. So the person is manufacturing biscuit here, and you are saying what? Okay? The person is manufacturing bottled water. And he can't sell.
You think the act itself needs to be looked at?
For me, it's not even the act. It's our attitude. The act is just a document. See, I'm just reading at 865, and then the session 27, which talks about, you know, activities reserved for Ghanaians and Ghanaian, you know, owned enterprises. And look at it. The fascinating one, it's D, where it said the printing of recharge cards. You know, I know for the use of subscribers.
That's 27(1)D.
Yes, of telecommunication services. Another one, E, says production of exercise books and other basic stationery. F, the retail of finished pharmaceutical products. G, the production, supply, and retail of sachet water. This is in our laws as a country. And all aspects of pool betting businesses and lottery except football betting. earlier I had talked about the operation of taxi or car hire service in an enterprise that has a fleet of less than 25 vehicles. But you know the most striking, where it says that the operation of a beauty salon and a barber shop.
That's section 27
Yes.
of Act 865.
Yeah, that's C. The operation of a beauty salon and a barber shop. Therefore, this is what we have reduced ourselves to. In any serious country, this shouldn't be.
Yeah.
The issue of the barber shop also struck because, you know, we have different tastes for. And most of the time when I travel, I still want to be barbered by a Ghanaian because I feel one way or the other they know how my hair should look.
Yeah.
And so
It's a special hair.
it's a special hair.
Let's say good morning to Dr. Ezekiel Ejeku, obeying as a member of the New Patriotic Party's communications team. Doc, good morning.
Good morning.
Good of you to join us. Thank you.
So we should have, I mean, this is what we have put in our laws. It's so, striking, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed.
I mean, but you can be sure. I mean, I've had Nigerians barber me before.
Used to.
Oh, no, they still do.
When?
I won't tell you.
Which period? It doesn't require much.
That's why I'm asking when.
Then, Prof, your nice outfit. We have Nigerian shops dotted all over the place that are designing them.
Yeah.
Ghanaians have tried, but either their cost is in the roof, or, I mean, the quality of it, I mean, because it's a new thing, a new trend that came. It's less than 20 years old. You get it. But these Nigerians, they've done this thing over and over the period. So the quality of their material, the quality of their, their designs and so on. So people easily jump at it. But at the bottom of it all, it's the pricing.
The pricing, Pricing,
It's pricing. You can have, 3 or 4 or 5 foreigners here, and they'll give you good pricing. Go to the Ghanaian shop. He'll tell you about, how the grandmother's funeral, this thing is passed there, how the electricity bill is in there.
The price build up.
Everything. He has a list. He'll rattle it like that.
The Kalabule mindset.
And you ask yourself, I mean, how about the other guys who are also, are they using a different, type of electricity? In some instances, even their materials are even better than the Ghanaian one. You get it? I mean, for me, this draws my mind back to the days of control, price control.
Price control.
That PNDC came to exactly. Yeah, sure. So, I mean, how come your price is off like that, and that you are ballooning the prices? Outside that, then the products are hoarded and you can't have them and so on. See, like as Prof said, most of these shops or buildings or facilities and so on were rented out to these foreigners by Ghanaians. You get it? Either the owner of the building has priced out the Ghanaian out of the building.
Or he wasn't even a serious part
Or
of
he
it.
wasn't, exactly. He wasn't even a serious part of it. Or he himself even got another trader got it and then rented it to the foreigner, saying that, they are partners. We've had witnesses to a lot of those things. We have witnesses to a lot of those things. I had an issue with my car, and then somebody connected me to somebody who sells stuff at Abossey Okai. As soon as I spoke to him, he said, he doesn't have that, but there's a Nigerian shop nearby. Okay. And I got there, and the guy was busily speaking Tree.
Yeah.
I said, I thought they said you were Nigerian. But then when you monitor the accent very well, you could see traces of, Niger in there and so on.
Yesterday, one of them said, they lived his life here in Ghana. His children are Ghanaian, they have Ghanaian passports.
Yeah.
And the shop is registered in the children's name.
Yeah.
In that instance, what do you do?
Yeah. He's even he could easily be married to a Ghanaian lady.
Yeah.
This is it Igbo chief who I met him somewhere, and he was telling me that he's been here since 1996.
Wow.
And I'm married to a Ghanaian lady. Okay, he has properties all around and so on. So when people are, saying certain things, I mean, they should dig a bit more to know to know who they are. So see, we can't talk about globalization and still be where we are. Globalization comes with various forms, of technology transfer. You need to welcome it.
Yeah.
Movement of, goods and services. You need to welcome it. You need also to appreciate the competition that it brings to you and be prepared for it. Our presidents, since, time immemorial, have been traveling, the world over, saying they are looking for investors here, investors, that. What type of investors, investment are they looking for? So the people will come deep in the night when everybody is asleep. They ask foreigners because they are here and they know that, hey, they are here to work and make money and remit,
profits back.
Yes, you tell them that they shouldn't work in the middle of the night. We declared the one district, one factory a while ago. Okay? What became of it? We are talking about 24-hour economy as well. So if we, the Ghanaians, are sleeping and the foreigners are working, and we want to do what? You get it? We can't include sachet water, Baba Saloon, and all those things in there. Now, who is filling the space?
Yeah.
Because the typical Ghanaian will tell you that he's gone to bed. I mean, he's tired.
Yeah.
But the Chinese or the foreigners normally will have their residence on top of their shop. So anytime you call them, they get down, give you whatever it is, collect the money, and then they go back to bed.
Yeah.
You get it? We need to appreciate our culture. I mean, if we can do something about it a bit, to get, our economies running. But this thing where, don't come here, this is our space. Meanwhile, it's the same people who are renting out the shops to the foreigners. I mean, it's like blowing hot and cold. What is it that we want as far as our investment is concerned? Do we want money? How do we make the money? Is it by partnership? Or we want to do sole proprietorship? If that is what we should be clear in whatever it is that we want to do, by including barber shop. If you are sleeping and the librarian is ready to barber me, I should wait until you wake you. Oh, Chief.
Anyways, Doc, let me pick your thoughts on this issue of foreign retailers and the drive by the Abossey Okai spare parts dealers to push them out of the business.
It's actually been a recurring issue.
Guta do same before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Almost every year, it comes to the discussion tables.
Yeah.
And we discuss it extensively. And then recurs, just like many of our problems as a country. I'm sure we've already dealt with irrigation, sewage issues, and flooding already. Should there be another torrential rainfall?
National Sanitation Day is back.
It's just recycling of models. Recycling of models. We are not even going to go there. So we come back to the same issues, but just like Senior just ended, we need to rethink our business models. We need to rethink our laws, because I do not have to necessarily own a fiscal space to do a retail business in the country. When I was in school, I used to buy my watches from outside. And they were
big mind.
They were cheaper. They were cheaper. Actually.
You were buying watches for others. We were selling female handbags.
I don't know.
I used to sell ladies' bags in school.
I don't know if
Which school?
Jay.
Oh, okay.
If I'm permitted to mention the online platform, I'm here at Alibaba.com, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I used to buy my watches from Alibaba. And no matter how long it takes, the Kolebu post office, it will be delivered wholesomely. Then you just be called that you have a parcel.
Were you buying only male watches or other watches as well?
Strictly male watches.
I like that. Strictly male.
Strictly male watches. So, I mean, it's an online shop, which does retail, products, but it's not fiscally located.
Yeah.
And we've seen changes even within our circles as young people. The online trading, there are more online shops than physical shops in the country right now. Hardly would you find a youth who is not working, who is technological savvy, and knows a thing or two about online stuff, who hasn't thought of at least having something to do online, right? So we need to rethink the whole business models and our laws to see to new trends and what really we need to adjust ourselves to properly position ourselves to embrace the change that has come. We talk of ECOWAS and the movements of goods and services without restriction along borders. We now have the African Continental Free Trade Area properly instituted and located in Ghana.
Headquartered in Ghana.
We're headquartered in Ghana. And we talk of all forms of business treaties and economic treaties that we are part of as a country. And with time, what have we learned? What has been the adjustments? I have friends who go to East African countries to go and think of business. Currently, I have a friend in Europe who is there to meet some people wanting to, build some partnership and let them extend their businesses to Ghana. So all these nuances, all these new ways of doing business and how the Ghanaian youth has also evolved, not to think local, but think regional and global as well. So we need to take a second look at it. The fiscal shops, Abossey Okai and Makola and other areas, I understand where they are coming from. Clearly, if you have non-Ghanaians trying to dominate your field, and I don't know, as Senior said, where they get their supplies from, but comparatively, these people would give you somehow a cheaper rate compared to our indigenous traders. So I understand the frustration when they feel they are being pushed off their safe space. But I still believe that sovereignty and the fact that we are Ghanaians should lend some credence to our local people. But the issue has to do with the umbrella or the small screen that's usually presented
Use
to
the umbrella.
us. The smoke screen that's usually presented to us. Because if the person is a foreigner and he tells you that Prof is my partner and he's just injecting capital into my business, really, what does the law say? So a lot of people are running under the scope of partnership to allow these foreigners come and do businesses in this country, which they are not allowed to. We can even veer off the trading space to go into even small-scale mining. Yeah. That's without a specific evidence to point to, we can clearly tell what we see and what we hear from people, that especially Chinese come here and the concession, in quotes, is owned by the Ghanaian on paper. But in actual fact,
it's the Chinese
that concession is owned by a foreigner. So there are a lot of vacuums here and there, crevices here and there that people are exploiting. So it's about time we review our laws and provisions to make it as much difficult as possible for people to do what they are not expected to do and to give the Ghanaian the breathing space. We speak of price and tax amnesty here and there. How does it extend to such businesses? And clearly these people come, if I have 1 million Ghana cedi to do any business and a foreigner also has equal amounts, is that person entitled to tax amnesty? As a local person, am I entitled to tax amnesty? But we clearly see that sometimes local businesses are shifted off competition because of the barriers even that exist in our own country. Yeah. And oftentimes, people are given, let's say, 3 to 5 years tax amnesty. They come, do their businesses, amass their wealth, then they change or they configure ownership and directorship of companies to take on another years of tax amnesty and whatnot. Meanwhile, the Ghanaian business, right from the start, is not having such privileges. Sure. And they are bidded off competition and all that. So we need to clearly take a real look at all these provisions, and most especially the new ways of doing business. I don't see how many Ghanaian youth have shops at Makola, but they are doing the businesses that other people are doing in Makola. The time I had to change the sound system of my car to at least a digital one, where I could have a thumb printing, sound system in my car.
To reflect your status?
No, just to have a feel of what Prof and Senior
have been enjoying.
Enjoys. I mean, I bought the sound system online. Come again.
Do you know Akasanoma?
I bought the sound system online. I could easily go to Abossey Okai, but I didn't have to go to Abossey Okai. It was online. I compared prices, and it was delivered, and it was a very good product. So what are we doing to take care of the new advantage that technology and online trading has given us? Luckily, we are the first country in Africa to properly operationalize mobile money interoperability. And it has made it very easy for people to send money across networks, people to send money across banks, people to send money to and from mobile monies to bank accounts. So the ease of doing business is there, the provision is there, the environment is created. How are we taking advantage of these things?
Well,
do we still have foreigners who are doing similar things online in our country as the Ghanaian youth? So there's a lot of opportunities that have been created, but we still need to take a second look at our provisions to tweak things and to take advantage of new areas and institutionalize proper procedures and laws to guard the era in which we find ourselves. And as a youth and a young man coming up, and my colleague young persons who are there doing online trading, that is where I believe my interest is mostly. Because you don't need to own anything. You just have to go to the producer of Sky Water. You know what? I can market the water online without owning anything. Oh, just come for them. When you sell, give my money back to me. So I can literally start a business without owning a shop and without even having a capital. All I need is my smartphone and take nice pictures, advertise it, put it out there. How are we safeguarding that space for the Ghanaian youth to take advantage of it and to show off some foreign competitors that might not inure to the benefits of the teeming youth who are looking at other ways of making business and sustaining their lives?
Well,
1 minute. See, I agree with all that he said entirely. But the point is that we can't have the Africa free continental trade area here in Africa. Sorry, here in Ghana. And we'll still want to behave the way we are behaving. You get it?
yeah.
Yes. And as I said, globalization demands that we open up. You bring your words here, and then maybe you also transport our, expertise out there. Prof, we have, since time immemorial, been who we are. Oh, our football is the best. Is that?
Well, yesterday they made us proud.
Our football is the best. Everything of ours is the best.
Our jollof
Is our
jollof.
Our jollof
Our
is the
jollof.
best.
Yeah.
Our this is the best. Our that is the
And
best.
you know the other one?
Which one?
We are the first to do many things.
Exactly. And even when people have long, surpassed us, we are still holding on to past glory.
Yeah.
You get it? We are still holding on to past glories. When we use, I used to hear, oh, Ghana, we are the country with the highest number of African Cup of Nations.
The trophies.
The trophies. Egypt surpassed us long ago.
Long ago.
And we are still where we are. You get it?
Past glory.
Past glories. Listen, we need to open up, learn new things, bring on board fresh ideas to learn something. We can't have this, institution right here, and we'll still want to behave the way we are behaving. I keep saying that the regional blocks that we have, okay, Comesa, which all those.
So they become more political than economic.
Yes, they are more political.
Yeah.
ECOWAS in particular.
Yeah.
However, the Eastern African countries, they are ripping fortune out of it. To a point where even the landlord countries in that area, they could go into partnership with the countries with the coastal one, the seaports, such that they create a zone for you, and there is a zone for this particular, country. So your goods are there, and then they have, done the whole arrangement so much so well that you pay taxes while you take your goods and then drive to wherever it is. The roads are good. See, in Sawam, Ofankon Sawam, it's an international route.
It is. It is.
But see what we reduce it to, like a swimming pool that you had to drive through before and cars will just break down there. Okay, and it's there and we are watching.
Yeah.
Contractors are giving money.
I want to just add something that much as the world has changed and we want to integrate into the global scheme of things, there are certain enterprises that we still need to protect. That is a way of allowing startups to emerge. You want to start a bottling water, maybe you can start from the sachet water. And we think that it is important for us to protect certain vital industries for indigents or citizens. It is not to say don't compete, but then we think that there are certain areas that they should work. You can't go and say the mobile money business, for example, some foreign companies should do it. Then when is the small, young graduating students going to start from? So we need to balance it there. But you said something that is right. This issue we are having at Abossey Okai is an issue about demand. Some people are no longer getting the market, and they think it is the foreigners in the markets that are preventing the consumers from coming. But that is not the case. It is the way the market and the marketing system has changed over the years that has caused the consumers not to come. Because nobody is leaving his office now and coming to Abossey Okai to buy things. People come. You are talking about my clothes. I can't remember the last time I walked into a dressmaker's shop or other things to wear. But I had Ghanaians. But it is the foreigners who actually, I had one when I was in the university. He used to come there. When I came here to EPA, I was there, they said he was looking for me. And he followed me up here. He still makes my dresses for me. So if you, my Ghanaian dressmaker, don't see me, you don't have to blame maybe a foreign. No. It's because you are not agile and you are not responding to the times. I hate traffic.
It's a foreigner who designed this for you?
Yes, it's a foreigner. Right from my office. I don't, he comes to the office, measure me, and the truth is that my Ghanaian since I still have my weight, my measures when I was very big, and then this guy has it up to date.
Yeah.
And
this guy is more current.
And it's not I'm not patriotic. In fact, for a very long time, I never took Uber. I think I started taking Uber when I arrived, and then the price at which they charged me at the airport, I couldn't just believe it. And that is one of the things. But for a long time, I would always look for a taxi to take because I felt I didn't want to sit here and be enriching somebody somewhere. But then if you now want to exploit your own citizens, I don't think that we are at the mercy of our colleague business or our countrymen business people to exploit.
Right.
If you don't treat us as Ghanaians and you want to exploit us, human beings are rational, we say the economics, and they will look for the best their money can buy. So it is not about Abossey Okai. People no longer come to Abossey Okai to buy. Look at the traffic. Maybe re-engineer the way you sell things. I'm driving my car and then I probably just see that, okay, the caution sign has emerged. And I get to the office and I'm imagining the traffic. I'm like, would you want to have somebody coming to say, oh, can I take your car, go work on it for you, and then bring it back?
Or even bring, let's say, a mechanic from
bring a mechanic. Can you have that
Okada
service that you come to my office and say, oh, can you even take the last time I serviced my car? And then when it's about expiring, you are there to say, okay, you want to take it and go and service. You can do this business without any massive capital outlay. And you see that you won't need to be in Abossey Okai fighting. It's a place that people dread to enter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember once I got there and there was the first time there was traffic and somebody started laying his wares to sell. And I said, is it not this road I'm supposed to use? But he's expecting the traffic to stay so long that he can sell a thing or two before I get the chance to move. And that's what actually happened.
Yeah.
So people need to understand that they need to change the way they sell and not harass other people.
Let me quickly throw this one in. The GIPC, on whose act the association stands to do what it is doing. If the GIPC is elevated to an authority, Will it make any difference?
It's a dress donkey.
So the same thing.
It's a dress donkey.
That
It's attitudinal. It's a dress donkey.
Because that's the argument I've heard.
How many
that,
of such institutions, where you move from a normal agency into a board or something, I don't know which one comes first, into an authority and so on.
Yeah.
I mean, what did they bring?
No, the issue is that it brings something.
Maybe
it gives you the power,
have to tell us
it
yours.
gives you the power to enforce. And sometimes the agency with which you want to get something done, if you don't have the power to enforce, then you have to rely on other agencies to get what you want done. And between that time and when you are actually more motivated to get something done, it can win. And we know we are a sensational country. When it is happening, then we are all talking about it. Let things go 3-4 days and you can get away with murder in this country just by not talking about it. So sometimes making agencies authorities and clothing them with the powers to enforce. Yes, you may say it's a dress donkey to a large extent. Others don't use it, but others also are able to achieve a lot of results because it takes away that bureaucracy and red tape that you have to go through to enforce the regulations that are within you. So yes, I think that maybe, but we have to ask ourselves, what are they currently doing with the powers they have?
Exactly.
Can they prove to us that the challenges they are having is because they are not an authority? Then if we can answer these questions, then we can take the right decisions. So it's not generic. There may be some other nuances that we need to explore before.
Quickly, so I can hear from Doc on this.
Let me draw your attention to something. The measurement system. Do you know ours? Has to make the local measurement has always been the same.
I think that the measuring cup has faded. We're left with the Olunka.
And you have our mothers beat the under.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Virtually
yes,
with almost taking over, almost
and
getting
then
to
use the size, damage them.
And they have a way of damaging the whole thing. So even though you see the thing as Olunka,
The volume
but
itself.
the volume is still the same.
Yeah.
Then you go to, let's say, the Arab countries, and they are very particular about their measuring system.
Yeah.
So even if you want to buy ginger, this ginger that they have, the sugar-coated ginger or something, they are weighing it for you. You want to buy beans, everything is weighed.
Yeah.
You get it, such that when you are buying from, yourself, me, and, Doc, you have the same measurement throughout. Okay? It doesn't mean that corruption is attitudinal. Because, the very moment you begin...
It's in our DNA.
Anyways,
Doc, quick one on whether we have elevated the GIPC to an authority to make any difference.
Clearly, an authority has more power. I remember the Environmental Protection Agency and recently was elevated to Environmental Protection Authority. So even financial allocation to you increases and your power...
How you see money in a lot of things.
It's the ability to do more.
Yeah.
Clearly, if, for instance, with
You
the environmental
protection, what they've done with the change of name.
It's a lot. It's massive. And just last week, my compliance team is in Tema trying to enforce compliance, and some of them were resisting. They even brought lawyers. So I remember calling for reinforcement from Kumasi to bring our lawyers there to work. And whilst they were arguing, I asked the boys to lock down the shops because we have the power to enforce. I'm working on the side of the environment and I don't have the chance to do it over again. So whilst you are trying to test our laws, let me get my work done. I told them to lock the place. I didn't even read the office and they followed up. And then I don't know when their lawyers disappeared and they paid. If we're probably, I'll have to go and report to somebody, and then so being an authority helps a lot.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
it does. You can also just take it and still do business as usual. So it depends on the people and then the agency and how it wants to achieve its objectives.
Doc.
Yeah, so yes, clearly, you tend to do a lot. You tend to have extra muscles to enforce what needs to be done. I know the number of employees they used to have has increased compared to before. Because yes, I read a few around the graduation to an authority at the APA, I mean. So clearly, making them an authority will give them extra muscle, like I said. But as it stands, with the, in quotes, limited powers that you have, what has become of such powers? And I believe if we all agree and understand that, yes, with the little that you had, this is how much you're able to do, then we can all advocate that even giving the little, you're able to do as much. So clearly when you are giving much more, then you can do much, much, much better. So yes, that wouldn't hurt, but it boils down to what really would inure to the state, what really would inure to its citizens, and the protection of the little that the individuals of the country are engaged in to show off what we are seeing from foreigners. Clearly, it's a hard one on them. But as Prof said, we need to rethink businesses. Is Abossey Okai becoming digital enough? Is Abossey Okai extending its tentacles? Are they beginning to have annexes elsewhere that people can easily reach to actually transact businesses with them? But that is on the side of the individuals doing businesses. On the side of authorities and the state, of course, without even their, new ways of doing businesses, we still need to enforce our laws to protect the little they have as we continue to give the education on business strategies and the changes that can be effected to make them even much more effective in their field of business.
Right. I'll take a few messages and then we make progress. This one says, good morning. My name is Charles Inashaiman. We Ghanaians are our own cause. Ghanaian businessmen want to get over 100% profit on one good instead of 10 to 15% profit. This one says, Prof, talking about Uber, our taxi people are not serious. I engaged Uber, which charged me 36 cedis for Achimota to Roman Ridge. A taxi quoted 50 cedis for the same distance. What would have been your advice?
Yeah, that's what I said. I used not to take them for a very long time. I think it's somewhere late last year that I started because of the same reason.
Yeah.
The same reason.
So our people, we are our own enemies, right? Okay, let's go to the Savannah region. The matter of the Ghanaian conflict. The government has set up a mediation team with like a committee to help end the clashes. We're in the business of setting up committees. We set up committees for almost everything. And it's not all of them that we see results. Sometimes reports of these committees come and nothing becomes of it. There is a clash in Ghanaian that has sent over 13,000 of our compatriots into other countries as refugees. But we don't even have assurance of what conditions in which they are living. For me, what I want to see is some urgency from our state actors regarding these matters. Instead of setting up a committee, our people are dying, some have fled, and they've been given 1 month to bring peace to the area. Larry, I don't know what your thoughts are on this.
Well, I thought you allow Prof to talk since he is, conversant with the
area.
Yeah, with the area. And so, Prof.
What Prof?
Okay.
Larry has deferred to you.
Thanks for yielding. I think that when it gets to conflict, unfortunately, even if you happen to have some reservations with committees and mediation teams, but that's usually the best way to approach conflicts. You get people that both factions can trust, and then you can bring them to the table to talk. Again, we don't want conflicts to occur. I've said it time without number. But the speed with which His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has responded to this conflict is encouraging. If we had done that to several conflicts, I believe maybe they won't escalate and they won't be dragging on for years.
Could it be because it's too close to home?
It's not that. You may read so many angles to it, but I think that it is the president's desire to set the presidency on a certain path and to make us change our perception about what a presidency should be, to deliver for the people and not just for yourself and maybe the circle around you. And that is what drives the president every day. if you understand how conflicts occur, and especially from northern Ghana, they are always incubating. They are lying there. There are several reasons why a conflict can occur. And when you are in there, you have settlers in there. You have people who came in or were welcomed by your forefathers. They are there. They don't have certain alienable rights to land, but they can use them and so on. You know, we exist in northern Ghana through, let me say, a fragile set of norms that they are not largely. And when people get economically empowered, sometimes they want to overstep these things, and then the indigenous people may. So there's 1,000 reasons why you can have conflicts. And you can, once there is a trigger, somebody just does something, or by mistake kills somebody from the other side, then these historical reservations and issues then kick in, and then it's a vicious cycle. It goes on and on and on if you don't take time. I believe that setting a timeline to end this conflict, 1 month, I think is something we must commend the president for the boldness with which we think we need to do it. Plus, there's something you don't also have to forget, that we have not had very serious recurrence of this same conflict. So it gives us hope that the initial effort to calm things down is yielding some fruit. Yes, you may still have 1 or 2 instances where there is some clashes, but largely there are no new people having to run and move because of this conflict. Then you cannot start thinking about how do you reintegrate. I can understand people saying, how do you make conditions better for the people who are refugees elsewhere? But there is no better condition than getting the people back home. And that is where our emphasis should be. I believe that per the UN Convention for Refugees and others, the host countries will respond to them like we have responded to several other neighbors and Africans when they needed us. We had treated them well. We expect that Ghanaians now somewhere out of an ethnic conflict should also be given that kind of treatment that we have always, as Ghanaians, accorded others. But I will say one thing, that a mediation team is the right way to go. Fortunately, the conflicts up in northern Ghana, unless you have some political actors exploiting them for benefit. And I would say it sometimes maybe I still have the madness of being in the university and talking freely the way I want. I'm not completely cured of that yet. So once in a while I'll say something and I'll get some calls like, hey, you're no longer in the university. But it does happen. I think that where you do not have politicians seeking to benefit from conflicts, they die. And I think this is one thing I want to commend His Excellency for, that we don't want to go in there and say, okay, which of the factions align to us and which don't, and can we begin to send security to strengthen this faction and then weaken this? Can we begin to provide resources? And I like to also thank the, what we normally say, intelligentsia of the people from that enclave, that they have come together to push for peace. In other jurisdictions, you see them sending arms and then fueling the conflicts. I told somebody that we, those who come from northern Ghana, that are leaders, we should be ashamed of ourselves sometimes. Because when we meet here, we share food and we send firearms there, wanting them to continue fighting in the name of what? Because the fight keeps me in parliament, because the fighting ensures that even though I'm not popular, somebody who is afraid of the conflict will say, okay, this is my man, let me vote for him. That is why you have conflicts going on. I'd like to commend them. We need to learn from what is happening in that enclave, that they have closed their ranks and tried to go in there to solve the conflict. They see it as a conflict, not a political disagreement. And I want to thank His Excellency for setting that pace and not exploiting this conflict.
Very well, Prof, thank you. I'll have to take a break here. When I come back, I'll pick your thoughts on this matter. There's a message here that says, hi, good morning. I am so glad for this topic. I'll buy my things from foreigners at a good price. Well, Of course, you're a rational human being, so yes. But keep your comments coming in via the WhatsApp number. This is Breakfast Daily on ChannelOne TV. Stay with us. When we come back, we continue with the conversation. Review segment here on Breakfast Daily, live on ChannelOne Television. Let me come to you, Larry, on this Beniri conflict and this mediation team that has been set up. Could we have empowered, say, the Yagbonra to handle this matter without setting up a mediation team? Because there he serves as the overlord.
Yeah.
But could we have a state backing given to him to empower him to address this matter?
Okay, I have heard, last week I listened to an interview that Sanda, conducted with the regional minister of the Savannah region. And
is that Salisu?
Well, I think so.
Bay Arui Bay.
Yes, I think so, yes. And I mean, he was giving, historical, analysis or antecedent to all this. And also put the Yagbonra, above everything. That, I mean, he's the landowner and, he made some allusions and all that. Now, involving the Yagbonra would have been ideal, okay? However, would the people down there, appreciate his involvement, or they will feel that he had taken sides against them? You get it? So I want to believe that the regional minister, the interior minister, Muntaka, is privy to certain information that we are not, for which reason he's not involving him now. Now, this is just a security committee that has also been put up. So I think they will go down there and then, collect information and use that as part of their report. And then in their recommendation, they might even suggest that, oh, listen, let's involve the Yagbonra or any other prominent chief in this particular, to resolve this particular conflict. So, I mean, that's to the answer to your question. But for me, I think we are getting consumed by too many conflicts. And very often there's curfew here. Yeah. There's a curfew at, at another place. I mean, so, a lot of curfews all around us. Okay. I recall that in the Jerry Rawlings years, the conflicts, you could count them. Sometimes it happens, and then the military will step in. What they needed to do, it's done. And for a long time, everything is okay. And so before you hear of curfew, I mean, hearing about curfew was rare. But then in recent times, 4 years or so, a few. Yendi was, was one of the big, had a lot of curfew, at the time, because the tension was up there. Boku occasionally, flashed in. But these days, I mean, Akufo-Addo years, a lot of that came, and then Mahama inherited it. I would want that so much effort is put into it towards the resolution of some of these conflicts. Sometimes the people who are actually doing this thing. Can we deal with the
criminal aspect?
The criminal aspect.
Exactly. Separate it.
Yeah, separate
and deal with it as a crime.
Exactly. Once it's dealt with. Sometimes you don't need any outrageous or any big thing to deal with the matter. It's just the person, he did that. This is just a pure criminal thing. Don't try to, speech at it to say that, this is it's a tribal thing, it's an ethnic thing, and so just leave it as it is.
Because sometimes the criminal elements take advantage of the history in the area to do their own thing.
Yes, other times it's even pure political. Yeah. Political influence. The person who wants to say that, yes, my party is in power, so you did that to me when your party is in, was in office. So me too, I'll do this to you. So reprisal. Deal with the criminal aspect of it, and everybody will go to bed, you know, and have a good dream. But, I mean, we don't get to have that. On top of that, I mean, years ago, you had, when you go through some BNI reports, so this person has done this person has done that, this person has done that, and that. Out of this is the, you know, the possible outcome of it. So there was constantly a report to the security agencies who matter, and they know when to act. But in recent years, you kind of think that either the BNIs and all these other institutions that are supposed to do the overt and covert, you know, operations and then report to a certain
intelligence gathering.
Nobody intelligence gathering. Nobody, you know, a lot of the thing. I mean, that is not happening within the space. And once that is not happening, the police, who are also to move in to do A, B, C, D. You know, that is also out there. Now, the national security, which is also supposed to act, it's also out there. So we have state institutions clothed with the powers to do, you know, whatever they have to do to ensure that, you know, there's peace, there's security. People go about their, you know, everyday life peacefully. I mean, we have a lot of them collecting salaries all over the place. However, the delivery has been, you know, a bit suspicious, and I think that something has to be done. If we are talking about resetting,
it should be felt everywhere.
Yeah, it should be, you know, everywhere. It should be reduced to the, you know, to every day. Even the child, you know, in the street should know that, oh, this thing that is going on, this is not how it's supposed to be. Yeah, so that the curfew, the conflict, and I mean, there's a spillover these days. I mean, we've had a Boku incident
coming to the Ashanti region.
To Ashama people have, you know, talked about it. Even sometimes to the market areas we have. And very soon we'll have to go to the churches and deal with ourselves over there. It's not the best.
Well, Doc, Minyiri.
It speaks to the state of insecurity.
You think there's a growing...
Yeah, there are a lot of examples to cite. We've dealt with Boko. We've had innocent students being dragged from schools and shot dead. We recently saw what happened around the Sotom area.
Yes, the Homo clashes.
People died. About 8 people were told.
Cumulatively 6. So Sotom Teshi. Yeah.
And what we are discussing currently. So it speaks to a certain pattern, and it speaks to the state of insecurity in the country. And when it happens like that, there is some level of fear in everyone. You tend to look over your shoulders when you shouldn't. And we can speak to the social aspect of it. We can speak to the economic aspect of it, and even the health aspect of it. There are over 13,000 Ghanaians who are seeking refuge in other countries. We saw pictures of what the Ivorian government, if it's true, donated to them. Some buckets and some sugar. We saw if those images were true. It clearly speaks to their state of nutrition, wherever they are. What kind of food are they eating? How well are they being prepped? I mean, their immune status to combat conditions, the change in environment. How are they coping? So we can tease out a lot of difficulties these people are going through. Ghana is supposed to be an example. We are not immune to conflicts, but we've, over the years, managed ourselves properly. And we've been the example to many, where a lot of people rather cite us as an example. People rather see Ghana to be a very peaceful country, and people would naturally want to associate themselves with Ghana due to our track record. In fact, the recent Global Peace Index, we've dropped. It clearly shows some level of insecurity in the country. And I understand Prof and where he went. Clearly, he needed to shower some praises on the president. And in an attempt, we are coming there. In an attempt to shower the praises and Prof's objectivity of calling out people when need be. Prof, thank you for being objective, except you missed a few points.
Which you like to remind him of.
Yes. In the peak of the campaign, we heard a lot.
You are still a doctor.
we heard a lot, Prof. Even from the president, then candidate, making assertion to the fact that Boko sees peace when NDC is in power. And we had other
exactly what I just saying that
leading members.
Allow him to talk.
Other leading members of the NDC telling the people of Boko to vote MPP out if they need power. In fact, heinous allegations were made against certain key people within MPP, to the extent that you look at someone as affable, humble, peace-loving, and a statesman, like our former vice president, and tag him as being behind these conflicts, or for political capital. It turns out it's not true. And like I always say, it's quite disheartening that the vindication of Dr. Bawumia came at the peril of people's lives. Because if MPP was in power and Dr. Bawumia was accused wrongly that he was supplying arms to certain faction of the conflict, so vote MPP out or do not vote for Dr. Bawumia, and the person is out of power, is he still having the capacity to supply those arms? Yet, what we've experienced currently lends credence to the fact that he was only accused wrongly. And his vindication has come at the cost of the lives of Ghanaian students. His vindication has come at the cost of people's freedom in their own communities. So if we are calling out people, we need to call out people properly.
Lessons have been learned, so
we've changed. So when we were in power and the conflict is still lingering, then we realized that, we do not need to toe certain lines. But we amassed political wealth out of it and accuse people wrongly, tend to dent people's image when they had nothing to do with the conflict. So who are we blaming today? Who are those behind the conflict
Is that
today?
what we should be looking for? Who to blame or a solution to the conflict?
In looking for the peace, which we all join hands and pray that fire is ceased. I mean, forever peace comes within the communities. We need to also tell the truth that people amass political wealth out of it. And if people care, they could go ahead and even apologize to others that were accused wrongly of certain wrongdoings. Today, if the MPP takes the posturing of the NDC last year, do you think we know peace today? We have MPs who can't go to their hometowns today. Yet those MPs accuse the MPP of being behind those conflicts. But we want peace. And we are all committed to what will bring lasting peace in certain aspects, or even the country as a whole. Because a country like Ghana shouldn't have one of us or any group of us seeking refuge in countries that rather will look up to us.
Indeed.
We shouldn't have our people displaced and not knowing what they are going through in their everyday lives elsewhere. What becomes of the education of their children? What is the state of education in those communities? What is the state of peace in those communities? Being forced to sleep when you are not sleepy. Being forced to wake up when you are not ready to wake up. Being forced into certain places when you do not want to be there. Your social life. The trauma people are going through. And I always say this, there's an aspect of it that we clearly neglect. The experiences the young ones are picking, and it will form part of their development. The psychosocial analysis of the situation. Because yes, when you follow certain trends of certain traits of people, you trace and you do the psychological analysis of it, and you realize that their exposures they were exposed to when they were young. These very young ones who are being subjected to the ordeal of hearing about gunshots in their communities, seeing people on the street dead, and the conflict they are forced to experience and imbibe. It's forming parts of their socialization. And in the future, can we analyze the cost of this socialization on their social lives and what they would also transfer to others, the kind of narrative they are being fed with. So clearly, we need to come together as a country, devoid of political colors. If people did it, they should be ashamed of themselves. But moving on, as peace-loving as we are from where we sit, and as nationalistic as we are from our quarters of the MPP, we will not go on the tangent of accusing people wrongly for political gains. We are rather committed to peace anywhere and everywhere within the country. Because when it started elsewhere, the spillover came elsewhere. And you might never know where you'd find yourself. And will be caught in the crossfires. So indeed, we are committed to peace.
Yes.
We are committed to peace.
I'm still used to maybe allowing order to continue go on one way in the discourse. And of course, I'll transition with time. But I was
and become more combative.
Yes, I still have those veins of being combative in me. At least to say it, the late Mutala and I used to debate, and when I used to do these things, I used to do with Honorable Amin Anta and that cohort. So I'm not a newcomer when it comes to these things. If I get into that vein here, maybe you may not say some of the things you are saying. I'm from northern Ghana. I have seen conflict in real time. And that's why I'm very measured in what I am saying. Because, you see, these are real lives. Some of them relatives. So when you sit here and you try to think that by going into a campaign and winning elections everywhere, whether there was conflict or not, and you sit here and try to say that we made political capital out of the conflict, you are being disingenuous and very dishonest. Was there a conflict? Were there conflicts in all the places we won in Ghana? In places you call your own backyard, we whipped you handsomely without conflicts. We didn't need to go to Baku or anywhere else to accuse anybody of fueling conflict before we beat you. It was your incompetence that was staring at you, and it's still staring at you. Did we accuse you of any conflict at Akwetia? We went in there, whipped you. You came back here reeling. So don't try to mention, we don't actually try to engage in conflict because we know where our roots are. Our roots are the people, the ordinary farmers, the villages and the zongos. And when the conflicts occur there, we lose votes. We know that. So we don't do politics with conflicts. Am I Brian Champon? We sat here and discussed Brian Champon mentioning Bawumia's ethnicity as a Mamprusi being a major obstacle in the cause of his defeat. Is Brian Champon a member of the National Democratic Congress? No, that's why I'm saying you were blaming His Excellency. You blame His Excellency John Dramani Mahama that he mentioned, and that's why I'm telling you that it is Brian Achampon who mentioned Bawumia's ethnicity as a Mamprusi being a challenge.
Prof, hold on.
Yes,
he was speaking before
I'm
he came.
happy
So
Prof's feathers are ruffled. And Prof
Okay,
has
so I'll have my bite.
I
don't want you to. No. You
Prof
went
has interjected me. And Prof has finally delved into the political arenas. And Prof, keep it up. Prof, what Prof has not disbanded or has not rejected from my submission is that those two attributes were made during elections.
Which one?
If someone tells you vote MPP out, because without MPP, you won't see peace. Is that a person not amassing political or seeking to amass political capital? Is it debatable? People were amassing political capital out of it.
I said that, listen, vote MPP out. With MPP, you won't see.
Is there no vindication in the admission of Brian Achampon?
If there are conflicts.
that means, Prof, you are admitting that it was said.
No, I'm not admitting.
Prof is accepting
I'm not,
it.
No.
So
You
Prof
know
is
it's
trying
not
to
true. That's why you
equalize.
want me to accept
Prof
it.
is trying to
You know
equalize.
it's not true.
Prof is trying to tell
You
me
know
that
it's not true.
if those statements were
telling
made,
you, and I'm
then
telling
someone
you,
from your camp is also making similar statements.
Right. No.
That's what Prof is
No,
saying.
I'm only telling you
In fact,
that
Prof
your
has
camp-
interjected me. I didn't interject Prof.
No. You are trying to misquote me.
I'm not misquoting you.
No. I won't let him land. He's trying to say something that I have not said.
Prof, I'll be very fair
I've
to
said
you.
that we in the NDC know where our roots are. And we don't play ethnic politics. Because when these conflicts come, they hit close to home. When conflicts come, they hit close to home. And
Prof, let me speak.
Boku is a major economic hub. If you understand
Point
it.
well made.
And I thought from how Prof started his submissions, and I applauded Prof.
Indeed, you did.
And he even went on the tangent of saying that sometimes he even speaks, and his own people test him to say, no, don't speak this way.
Yeah.
There are no more
There
in the
are no more in
classroom.
the university.
So yes, he was coming to score a spade a spade. And I'll just add on to it that Prof, in
you went political, that's
trying to not bring political aspects into the conflict, certain statements have been made in the past that need to be condemned. This is not me doing politics.
No, it was.
If I was doing politics, I would have gone the tangent you went.
You were doing.
Your party went. But
It
that's
was you
not,
playing.
That is not me doing politics.
So you're playing the
I'm
devil's
not
advocate.
I'm not blaming.
Devil's advocate.
No,
I'm
advocate.
not
He was
blaming
extremely
any faction.
political.
Oh, Prof.
Political.
I'm not blaming any faction
Well.
for being behind
Well, Doc,
any of these
wrap it up for
conflicts.
me.
I'm only saying that do not let us veer into the realms of politics when it comes to conflict and conflict resolution. So if some statements have been made in the past, they are unfortunate and they are uncalled for, and they need to be condemned.
Very well.
Moving forward, we will not act in such faith. That's what I'm saying here.
Very well.
So if Prof wants us to go into
No, he
what
doesn't
people have
want to.
said and
He
what people
doesn't
have
want
not
to.
said,
I would like
and
him.
the
He has
political-
already made his point.
whatever.
He doesn't
There's
want to.
nothing
He
he
doesn't
can
want
say.
to.
All he's saying is,
What-
can you give me a
Doc.
date and time that anybody in NDC said MPP members caused a conflict in Boku, therefore they should vote for us.
Prof, I'm
We
saying
went there
that-
with a message.
I'm
We
saying
went
that,
there with a
Prof.
24-hour
Prof,
economy
I'm
message.
saying that
We went there with a
statement were
manifesto
made.
and we beat you.
Statement
So
were
don't
made
try
that
to
if the
pin your
people of
incompetence in
want
Boku.
to know
okay,
peace,
Prof.
they
Thank
should
you.
vote MPP
Thank
out.
you.
Those
Thank
statements
you.
were
No,
made.
he's been on and
Those
on. You can't be
statements
fair
were
to me.
made.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
it is a
Thank you.
fact.
Thank
Prof.
you.
No,
It's
no,
a
you
fact.
can't be fair.
Thank
You
you.
have to be
In
fair to
moving
me.
on,
It's my turn.
We
It's my
now
turn.
Prof
It's
is
actually
moderating
Larry's
the show.
turn.
It's my
It's
turn.
actually
Prof is
Larry's
moderating
turn.
the show now.
It's
In
actually
moving on,
Larry's turn. Doc,
we-
thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
wrapping
Thank
up.
you. Thank you. You know,
We
you've
are
wrapped up.
thinking-
You've wrapped up.
We are thinking
You've
of the
wrapped up.
well-being of the Ghanaians who today
So we want peace.
are no more
Thank you.
safe in their country and are seeking refuge
Thank
elsewhere.
you.
It's quite
Thank you.
pathetic, but we
Thank
seek
you.
peace everywhere.
Like you see what the politicians have done.
Yeah.
I wanted to steal sometimes so we could delve into other matters, but we're fast running out of
Oh
time. so-
yeah, I mean, I wanted us to talk about the national service matter. It's not tidy. Money is going down the drain, and something. If anybody is listening, they would want to look at it.
But I thought the
space
ghost had
carefully.
been arrested and
No. I think a lot of other ghosts are knocking on the door. Okay.
we call it some train. They refuse to go away.
No, yeah, they won't go away. But you see, at the end of the day, it is the prospective national service, personnel who will suffer at the end of the day. Okay, but this time they would have registered and then even ensured, the system would have ensured that they know where who is going. But that space has been shut down.
Last I checked, the portal remains closed.
Yes, exactly. And so there are people out there who, by whatever...
be posted.
Yeah, to be posted. And they haven't been allowed onto the system. Listen, you found ghost name. People are being prosecuted. I hear that some plea bargaining, ongoing and so on. So if there's a system that is supposed to ensure that, people are posted, go ahead, deploy the thing. It's the ghost thing, it's human-made. Do you understand? It's man-made. And if there's a technology to clear all that, do it. The banks are able to do it. Tidy up.
Right.
And various reports, BNI report, KPMG report, audit service report, and even inputs by NIA says that, this thing can be tidy up. You don't need any fresh platform at millions of dollars to do a thing like that. You don't need any millions of dollars to do a thing like that, to tidy it up. Banks do it. nobody can come from anywhere, enter their system and take money and go away. But how come in the public sector, I mean, some of these things are very rampant.
Bro.
Again, schools admit 5,000 students every academic year. But the same group, when they are about passing out, suddenly they become 50,000 or 500,000. Somebody is manipulating the system.
Bro.
Okay?
Bro.
And we don't need multiple, platforms to correct this. It's so simple.
We'll find time. We'll find time to go deeper into this matter.
I want to react a little to what.
In a few seconds.
Prof,
in a few seconds.
Prof, your government is under attack.
Yeah, no, you're not under attack. I'm only saying that I didn't know what we're talking about. If it is just the president, by his prerogative, reassigning somebody, let's call a spade and not a big spoon for people with big mouths. It's an issue of the president wanting to change a person. Let's leave it that. The conspiracies don't go in well.
But are there happenings within the authority?
If you are talking about the delay in opening the system is supposed to be cleaned. Because given the amount of ghosts it allowed to enter the system, it's better we delay, get things right, rather than rush. And then the same people who brought in the ghost, they are now in opposition. They have backdoors to the system.
Somebody has been doing the work for at least 6-7 months now.
It's not
reassigning him,
it is not a reason.
Are you reinventing the wheel?
You see,
Prof,
we all serve at the pleasure. We all serve at the pleasure of the president.
Don't fall to that bureaucratic.
No, let's not do this.
I said we all serve at the pleasure of the president. And if the president decides that me today, I should move to a different place, you don't have to read meanings into it. So yes, you are reading.
Talk about the transfer.
No, what Larry is talking about.
But I am reading meanings into it.
Yeah, that one.
Because I mean, there's this proverb that says that when a certain bird, crows in the, and then a child dies in the morning, people try to blame.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Larry. Thank you. This has been the news review segment here on Breakfast Daily. I am Nana Tufo Boate. Many thanks for your time. Stay with us. Chris and Philip will take over after this break.